What kind of wickedness is going on here? So what's going on with this hole, right? Well, the customer reached out. They were hearing noises in their wall, ceiling kind of area on one of their upper floors. I went out to check out and I was inspecting things, crawled up the ladder here, and I found this hole. Um, Not sure if this was originally caused by a squirrel or maybe a bird somehow did it because the wood was really rotten in the lower corner there. Not sure how it originated. It definitely looks like maybe a squirrel was involved at one point. But anyhow, you see the nesting debris sticking out there in the hole. So this is one of those things that you've heard me talk about before. We're talking about bird mites here in this video. So this is just an example of what can happen sometimes when you have birds nesting in your house, whether it's a situation like this or maybe it's in your dryer bathroom vent or a gable vent or wherever it is, right? Why do people call? Typically they're hearing noises and the noises are annoying. Maybe that's why they call. Can they have, if they're in there, could they be leaving their droppings everywhere? Causing other things that might not be good to breathe in. Yeah, that's possible too, for sure. So maybe that's why people call. Yeah, but the one that people don't always think about is these bird mites, right? You've heard me talk about them before. And maybe you're one of those people that's like, I don't really care about the noises or whatever. I'm tough. Who really cares? And, it's just a bird nest. Who cares, right? Well, maybe this will be one of the reasons that maybe you start caring, if this kind of gives you the weebie-jeebies or whatever you want to call it. So I was up here looking at the hole here. I don't even think I was here 2 minutes on the ladder looking at this hole. And, it's kind of like feeling around, feeling the wood, seeing how sturdy things were, trying to shine in the hole with my flashlight. So getting my hand a little close in there. Like I said, I don't even think I was up there for 2 minutes. And then I started to feel something. Well, here's what I felt crawling on me. Check it out. So yeah, as you seen there were some bird mites crawling all over around that bird's nest there. I felt them crawling on my hand, And like I said, I wasn't on that ladder, but maybe maybe 3 minutes max. And I started feeling stuff crawling on me. I mean, I started feeling it on my neck, like, they're moving quick. And, but they're so small unless you're like specifically looking for them. If you're focused on another task, which I was looking, you know, where's that hole go? Is it a squirrel? Is it a bird? I wasn't really thinking about mites right away because they're so small. I didn't even see them. And I'm like sticking my hand around there. And just like that, they were crawling all over me. That's how quickly they can crawl on you. Definitely, it's an eerie feeling when they're crawling on you because, like I said, they're so small, and you're like, "What the heck is that?" And then you have to you see this little dot, and if you stare at the dot, you'll see the dot moving, just like in the video. Yeah. So I mean, I've seen this happen with people sitting at their office at work, and there was a bird nest in the building nearby where their little office was, and and it was a really bad bird's nest, and they had mites come down, and they're just sitting at their desk trying to do their daily work duties, and boom, they felt stuff crawling on them, and they couldn't do it anymore. So yeah, it could be situations like that. It could be at your house. Maybe you're lucky and they're confined to the nest, but it's when they get out of hand and they get out of control and they start crawling elsewhere, then they end up, actually in your house, maybe right where you're hanging out, in your living room or your bathroom or whatever. That's when you might start feeling them crawling on you, and that's when it gets a little weebie-jeebie feeling. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you have any nuisance birds such as starlings or house sparrows, causing issues, in holes or cavities or vents around your home or building, definitely something that should probably be taken care of if you want to try to avoid any contact with having bird mites crawling on you. But yeah, that's all this video is about. So I talked about them before, but in this video you can actually see it happened. It happened to me. They're crawling on me. Not the end of the world, but it definitely freaks you out when you first feel it because you're like, what the heck? And then you're trying to get them off of you, and yeah. But well, if you have not already, if you enjoyed this video, if this is Facebook or Instagram, please like and follow the page. If this is YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice week.